go ahead and get started, and I apologize in advance if there are crazy cats that kind of run around in the video. They're sort of hard to control, but hopefully they'll be pretty calm. So let's start out on our mats, and we'll start in tabletop today. So coming onto your hands and knees, and just nice simple cat-cow, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze, and then push into your hands and really round your back. Take a moment to tuck your chin, stretch your neck. If you've been typing a lot today, this should feel really good. And again, inhale, chest forward, pull your shoulder blades back. And then exhale, push into the hands and shins to round. Last time, inhale for your cow. And exhale for your cat. And we'll go right into a shoulder stretch. We'll be doing a decent amount of upper body work in plank today. Lift that right arm up. Thread the needle coming onto the right side of the face. Left arm can reach forward. If that doesn't feel super great, you can take it up and even rest it on your back. And so yeah, tonight, because we don't have our TRX bands, we'll be doing a lot of our upper body work as body weight. Slowly come on out, lift that right arm back up to the ceiling. And before we go to the other side, stretch the right arm forward and take the left leg back. Exhale, elbow to knee, finding that bird dog shape. And inhale, extend it long. And we'll do just one more here. Exhale to round. And inhale to stretch. And then take that back foot all the way to the mat. Take your right hand down and spin your right shin so that it's behind the knee to lift yourself up into just a little bit of a side stretch, stretching towards your straight leg. Maybe go a little bit deeper, really lengthening out the opposite side of the body. And then coming on down to all fours. We'll begin with that shoulder stretch. Left arm reaches up. Thread the needle, relaxing down. Remember, you can change where this right arm is in space. Letting your breath settle, letting your body settle. And then slowly come out. Right hand plants, left hand lifts, reaching that left arm by the ear, taking the right leg back, finding that opposition and balance on the knee, and then elbow and knee come towards each other, and they stretch apart. One more time, elbow and knee towards each other, and stretch apart. And then you'll take, and you might need to turn a little bit, straighten that opposite leg out, and we'll lengthen our torso towards that straight leg. And just taking a breath or two here, finding your length. Awesome. And then we'll come into a few more stretches, just finding a seat, feet together, knees wide, taking that butterfly shape. Inhale to get really, really tall, and then exhale to fold over the legs. You can let your head relax. And just a few deep breaths here. Hi, Simran. I'm just checking the notes. Mackenzie said core and strength. Love it. Again, if anyone has any requests, feel free to type it in. We've got core and strength so far, but you're still in this butterfly stretch. Opening the hips, opening the groin, extending the spine. And then bringing yourself up. Same stretch, you're just opening your legs a little bit wider. It doesn't matter, you all know the drill. It doesn't matter how wide this is. It just should feel like a stretch for you. Knees and feet facing the ceiling, and you start to crawl yourself out. And you don't have to go all the way to the floor by any means. You can stop whenever you feel like you've hit that edge of a stretch. And then you can close your eyes and relax your head and settle in. Letting go of your Tuesday. One more breath here. And then slowly bring yourself up. Swing those legs in. And we'll start with a little bit of strength. Plant your feet in front of you. Plant your hands by your hips. Your fingers are turned towards your feet. Inhale to lift your hips up. And then exhale without letting your butt touch the ground. Pull your hips back through your arms and straighten your legs. Again, hips aren't touching the ground. You're lifting them up, finding that reverse tabletop. And then using your shoulder strength, your core strength, your leg strength to pull your hips up and back. You're still hovered above the ground. One more time. Inhale, reverse tabletop. And exhale for that hover. And then letting your hips find the ground. A little bit of a twist. Let's start with the left leg. We often don't start with the left. Bend that knee, plant the foot, and we'll twist towards the left side. You can hug the left leg with your right arm, or if you want a deeper stretch, right elbow outside, look over the left shoulder, inhale to get taller, and exhale to twist deeper. One more time, inhale to get taller, and exhale to twist deeper. And then slowly unravel. Same thing to the other side. Right knee will bend, ground your foot, ground your hip. You're hugging, or you're taking the elbow outside. Your right hand is your rooted hand behind you, and finding that twist with your breath. And then exhale, slowly come on out. Take a moment to just shake out your legs, interlace your fingers, and roll out through your wrists. Take a moment to close and open your fingers, making kind of like fast fists. All right, and from here we'll get started in plank. So starting out with core and strength, two of the things that were requested tonight. Planting those palms, taking those feet back. Really, really simple, without moving your hips, without moving your chest, staying really upright. You'll bend your right knee and your left knee. So you're taking this kind of like slow jog with your knees. And we'll go for 10, 9, and you can look to the top of your mat, 8, 7, pulling that belly button in, pressing the hands down. 5 more, each knee. Breath is strong. Last 2, last 1. Stay up here. Bend both knees, hover them above the ground. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your plank again. One more time. Hover your knees, barely touch the ground. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a down dog. Stretch the body long. And then we'll walk the feet or hop the feet in to come to a seat. Russian twists, but we'll stay on one side. So again, we'll start with the left side since we don't often start with the left. Feet can be down or legs can be up. We're in that yoga shape, that boat pose, really long spine, rooted hips, and we'll twist to the left 10 times. Then we'll stay on the left, whether the legs are up or down. We'll pull the opposite knee, the right knee, in towards that right arm 10 times. Take a break, same thing other side. So set up that boat pose shape that you want, belly and ribs in really long, lean back. You can make that fist, you can lift the legs, and here we go, twisting to the left for 10. Exhale with the twist, 9, 8, 7. You don't have to have your feet up either. You can stay with the feet down and really root your hips. 4 more. Last 2. Last 1. Now whether your feet are down or up, stay in the twist. Right knee, right arm for 10. 9, getting that little extra burn. 8, 7, 6, should feel challenging. 5, 4, exhale. 3, 2, 1, and sit up really tall. Release your hands, wiggle through the hips, and then same thing other side. Find your boat pose, feet are down or up, long spine, belly in. Find your fist, and we twist to the right. 10. Again, maybe your feet are up, maybe they're even straight. Finding that big exhale with every twist. Rooting through those hips for 3, 2, 1. Stay in the twist. Left leg, left arm for 10, 9, 8. Remember, your other foot doesn't have to be on the ground. 3 more. And 1. Okay. Taking a moment to stretch, lay down on your back. Plant the feet, lift the hips. Stretch through those hip flexors. Lengthen through the belly, lengthen through the quads. And then lower yourself down. So continuing that strength, but more with the booty. Ground the feet, adjust the clothes if you need to. Anchor your hands by your sides. And we'll take 3 rounds of 10. Bridges. First round, up for 1, down for 1. Super simple. Second round, heels are off the ground. We come up 1, 2, 3, down 1. Fourth round, we'll pulse. Heels are still up, 10 little pulses. Okay, so start with the heels down, start with the hips down. It's a 1-in-1 pattern. Belly in, ribs in. Here we go. Up for 10. Pressing the shoulder blades and the head into the mat. Pushing through those feet. Keeping the knees parallel. Imagine you have that block between the knees that we sometimes use in class at Truve. 4 more. Last 2. Last 1. Second round, heels lift. We come up. 3, 2, 1. Down 1. Heels stay up. Hips 3, 2, 1. Down 1. 8 more. So gradually lifting, coming down quickly. Strong through those glutes. You're still breathing. And if this releve doesn't work for your feet, for your ankles, that's fine. You can have your heels down for this. Squeezing those glutes at the very top. Last 2 like this, and we finish with that pulse. Last 1 like this. And then keep the heels up if you can. Little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your heels, lower your hips. Take a moment, bring the knees into the chest. Rock yourself out. If you want to stretch the groin, you can take one or both legs wide. You can find a happy baby. Whatever it is that you need to do. And don't mind the cats are running around. Okay. It's their time to be active. All right, we'll come back into that bridge shape. This time working the inner thighs and the outer thighs. So we'll stay elevated in the hips. We'll bring the knees out and in. Out and in. Watch that your feet aren't rocking and rolling on the ground, so stay really rooted through your big toe side. Knees out, knees in, booty stays tight. Again, we have 3 rounds. First round, 1 and 1 for 10. Second round, we pulse just out for 10. Third round, we pulse just in for 10. Hips are as high off the ground as you can get them. So take a moment, feet flat, arms flat, chest broad, lift your hips. And here we go, knees out, knees in for 9. As far of a range of motion as you can get without your feet moving. Breathing in, breathing out. You should feel those inner thighs, you should feel those outer thighs. For 5. 2 more and just the pulse out. Okay, now just press it out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, relax it down. Take a moment, stretch it out, stretch the groin, maybe stretch the hamstrings. And then when you're ready to rock yourself on up. And we'll come to a stand. So this is where that chair or that countertop or just something that you can hold on to will be really helpful. We'll take our flat back. We do this in Barre X sometimes with the straps, and then we do this in bar with the bar, but you don't need a bar. Just something to hold on to. Remember, we want the hips parallel, the toes pointed forward. You can have the arms straight or stack the forearms and rest the head. Keeping that belly strong. Keeping whatever your standing leg that you'll start on strong. And I'll let you decide what leg to start with. I'll start moving my left leg. We'll begin lifting up 1, 2, 3, down on 1. If you go high, great. If you don't, also great. Just really watch that this hip doesn't open out towards your device as you lift your leg. Belly tight, spine long, relax your head. And here we go, 10 reps. Up 3, 2, 1, down 1. And you can keep your eyes focused on the ground. Not super interesting, but helps you to just stay into the movement, to notice if that hip is opening, to notice if maybe you need to bend your standing knee to make this feel a little more comfortable or a little more stable. 5 more. That gradual lift, that quicker lower. Last 2 here. Last 1. Okay, 3 rounds of hamstring curls. Coming back to that 3 rounds, 10 reps. Flex your foot. We'll come in and out for 10. In for 1, out for 1 for 10. Then we'll hold the bend, pulse the heel in for 10, Last move, we're gonna come slightly out of the bend, all the way into it for 10. Okay, so full range of motion first, then really small movements in the pulse, and then slightly bigger movement. Start with your straight leg, belly in, here we go, heel, push in, pull out for 9. Thigh lifted, you can always drop that thigh if you need to, but keep it wherever it is in space. So you're moving from the shin, not from the thigh bone. Breathing in, breathing out for 5. Woo, feeling the back of that thigh. Last 2. Last 1. Now we take that pulse, heel in, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little bigger. Out for 2 inches, in for 2 inches. Out for 2, in for 2. That's where that slow burn happens for 7. Lifting up and out of your standing ankle and standing hip. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll take a moment to break. Stand on your 2 feet. Keep holding on to whatever you're holding on to. Ideally a light grip. Toes are still facing forward. We'll lift up, calf raise, lower down. 10 reps just like this. Up for 1, down for 1. Second round, pulsing the heels up. Third round, focusing more on pulsing the heels down. Okay? Long spine, activate your quads and your glutes. Obviously the calves are going to work as soon as you start to lift. Here we go for 10. You can always make it more challenging by taking your hands off of that object. Try to keep your steady tempo though, as high as you can go on your heels without bending your knees. 5. Now those pulses up, 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 up for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pulse down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your heels. Take a moment to stretch your calves. One leg goes back first. The leg that's front is bent and you're leaning towards that front leg. So you can really get that delicious stretch in the back calf. And when you're ready, switch sides. Awesome. Okay. Shake it on out. And then we'll stay with that leg. So if you're using the right leg, you're going to want to turn to the right. If, like me, you're using the left leg, you're going to want to turn to the left. You can put either your forearm or keep your hand on that object. We're going to bend into the opposite leg. So I've been using my left leg as my working leg. I'm going to keep it. My standing leg, my right leg will be bent, and I'm slightly leaned forward. Core is supporting my back here. Taking the inside of that working leg, the big toe side, to the floor, and I'll lift up for 10, down for 10. 1 and 1 is the count. Then, pattern today is 3s. We're going to pulse it up for 10. And then last 10, we'll pull the knee into the chest and push the leg out, okay? So starting in that slight kind of single leg bent over row position, you have your object to rest your arm on. Flex or point your working leg, and here we go. Up for 10. 9, trying to keep your weight balanced on your standing leg, which is the leg that should be feeling the bulk of the work here. That working leg is pushing out and then up, and your arm on that outside can do whatever feels good. 4 more. Building strength in those stabilizing muscles. Last 1. Now we hold it up for the pulse. Flex or point for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee towards your chest and then straighten it away. Pull the knee in, push the leg out. Again, you could choose any active foot position that you want in the working leg. Exhaling, inhaling, standing leg. Again, a lot of work happening here. We'll take a stretch in a moment. 4 more. Last 2, and last 1. Coming on up, facing that object. Whatever your standing leg was, take it in a figure 4 over the working leg. Maybe allow your torso to fold over, really stretching through that outer hip. And then anything else you need. You might need to just move that leg in the hip socket, give it a few kicks. Okay, before we go to the other side, A little bit more action. This time we'll take it to that first position, so those heels together, toes apart. Remember, it's fine if your feet are more in a V rather than a straight line. Facing your object though, standing up really tall, we'll take one demi-plie, so that little squat, and then one grand plie. This is the one where we're going as far down as our joints allow, the heels lift to create space for the hips. And then as you come up, you want to drop your heels first and then straighten your legs. Okay, just 5 of these, really slow, light grip on whatever you're touching, roll your shoulders back, and here we go. Small squat, that demi-plie, into that big squat, your grand plie, keeping your spine really tall. Coming up is the hardest part. Again, the smaller version, feet stay flat. The bigger version, the heels have to lift eventually. Remember, as you come up, though, heels lower before you straighten. 3 more. A little squat, big squat. 2 more, small, and bigger. Last time, nice and slow. See if you can slow it down on this final one. And then we'll take a balance here. Squeeze the inner thighs together, squeeze the glutes, lift the heels. Take one arm off the object, take your other arm off the object, and then turn your head to one side. Come back to center, turn your head to the other side. Come back to center, drop your heels, shake it out, let it go. Okay, before we do all of that on the other leg, just remember what leg you were working. I was working my left, so next time I need to do my right. We'll come back to the upper body. Back to the upper body. Getting in some sneaky little push-ups here that we'll do in 3 ways, because that's our theme tonight. First round of push-ups, we'll take it chaturanga style, yoga style. We want the middle fingers facing forward. Those inner elbows, we want to roll them forward. So even just on your hands and knees, you can practice what that feels like to roll the elbows forward. So once you get those elbows rolled forward, either you're doing these on your toes or on your knees. And remember, if you're on your knees, you don't want your hips over your knees. You want them down and in front of your knees so you can engage your core. And we'll come down for 1, up for 1. Just 5 of these. Nice long spine, shoulders down the back. Here we go. Inhale down. Halfway is good. Exhale, come up for 4. Remember that mod. Keep the form good. If you feel like your hips are starting to sag, 2 more. 1 more. All right, take a moment. Next set of push-ups, we'll do wider. You could keep your hands, fingers facing forward, or you can turn your hands out. I like to turn my hands out personally. We'll set up that wide position, again, on the toes or on the knees, elbows going out to the sides, and then straightening up. So setting yourself up, deciding if you're on your knees or on your toes. Here we go. Elbows out wide, pushing them up. 1 long line of energy in the body. Make sure your legs aren't completely inactive. They're helping out. 2 more. 1 more. All right. Final round of push-ups. We'll take scapular push-ups in a down dog shape. Keeping that head, crown of the head angled to the floor. We'll inhale to bend the elbows out wide to the sides. And then exhale to straighten the arms. And your hips are going up towards the ceiling the whole time. So that down dog shape, that V shape, stays in the body. Set yourself up. Plant the palms, middle fingers forward. Zip the belly and ribs in. Keep the shape, just bend the elbows out wide. It's fine if you don't go down very low. And then straighten the arms up. Inhale, bend the elbows out wide. Exhale, straighten up. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. You got this. Last one. And then take a moment to stretch it out. You might want to child's pose with the elbows on the mat and the thumbs at the nape of the neck. You may want to come into a tricep stretch or into a shoulder stretch. Okay, now let's come back to our feet, back to that object for the other leg. Finding your flat back, straight arms or bent elbows. Remember, first round of leg lifts here, and our only round of leg lifts, we're coming up for 3 and down for 1, and we'll start the pattern of 3 of the same movement with the hamstring curls. Spine long, standing on the opposite leg of what you were standing on for the whole sequence before, and here we go, up 3, 2, 1, down 1. Make sure that working leg knee is facing the ground, and it's not facing the side of the room. Not worried about how high your leg goes, really keeping your hips nice and level. And you can even rest one hand on that low back to feel it out, to check in. It'd be hard to know without seeing. I'm sure you're all doing an awesome job. 2 more here, and then we'll hamstring curl. Okay. Bringing that leg up, flex the foot. First round, heel in, heel out. Here we go for 10. Remember that second round is the small pulses. Third round is slightly bigger. If you're feeling too much pressure in your standing leg, bend that knee a little bit. Maybe also drop the working leg a little bit lower towards the ground. 4 more. Pull and push. 5, stay still, just the shin. 2 more. All right, hold that bend, little pulses, heel in for 8. Last 3, and then heel goes away for 2 inches, in for 2 inches, away for 2, in for 2. This is a little bit slower and a little bit bigger than our last round. 6 more. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, stand it up, shake it out. Again, before we turn to face the side and do the lateral leg work, just a little bit of a break. Coming in to squats, parallel toes, just like we have been. We'll come down and up. And if, like me, you don't have something really heavy to hold on to, it's hard to get that straight back like we normally do holding onto a bar, so it's fine to lean a little bit forward. We'll try our best to come down as low as we can to 90 and then spring up. If you want to add a jump, okay? We'll do 30 seconds here. Find your squat, belly tight, spine long, and here we go. Again, jumping if you want to, if you feel comfortable, or just taking it into that calf raise, getting high, getting low. Again, okay to lean a little bit forward here, particularly if you don't have a weighted object that you're holding onto. And we're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Give it a little bit of a shake out. 1 more round of moves. We'll come back to that first position, so back to that turnout. Standing nice and tall. Lifting the heels up, bending the knees, lowering the heels, straightening the legs. Immediately to the reverse. Bending the knees, lifting the heels, straightening the legs, come down. Straight legs first, rise the heels, bend the knees, lower the heels, squeeze the thighs. Feet flat, bend the knees, lift the heels, straighten the legs, lower the heels. 1 more round. Straight leg lift, bend, heels drop, legs straighten, feet flat, knees bend, then raise, straighten, lower down. We'll come back to bent knees and raised heels. We'll lift the hips up 2 inches, down 2 inches. This is our first round of 10. Here we go, up for 2, down for 2. And if you don't need to hold on to your object, try that balance challenge. Maybe hands on the hips, maybe hands up. Just take care of those knees though. Chest is facing forward. 5 more. Then we'll pulse this out. Last 2. Last 1. Heels up or down. Pulse. The hips are going down, down, down for 8. Last 3. Final round of 10. Straighten the legs. Squeeze the booty and the inner thighs. Come back to that bend. If you can, heels are still in that releve. If not, your feet are flat. Bending, straightening, really zipping up the legs to get nice and tall. 5 more. Last 2. And last 1. Okay, drop those heels. Stretch it out as you need to. Okay, now we'll come into that side leg lift on the other side. Quick reminder of the moves. First move is just up and down for 10. Second move is the pulse with the lifted leg. Third move is a bend and a straighten. So go ahead and set up for your second side. Remember, your standing leg is a little bent. You're leaning forward. Point or flex your working leg. And here we go for 10, 9, 8. Keep reaching out through the toes or reaching out through the heel. Last 4 till the pulse. Lift it up, little pulse, 10. Last 3. Bend that knee into the shoulder. Pull it in, press it out for 9. 8. 5 more, and then we'll come back to the mat, more core. Last 2. And 1. And again, if you felt a lot of pressure in that standing leg, figure 4 is great. If you felt more in your working leg, that might be what you want to figure 4. Good time to also get water before we come back to the mat. All right, let's do it. Let's come back to the mat. More core work. Seated core. This time, instead of that long back, we'll find a C curve and lift into that long spine. Hands can be on the knees or arms can be reaching out. If your hands are on your knees, light grip. Don't like death grip your kneecaps. We'll all keep the feet flat. So we'll inhale, round. You can even tuck the chin. And then exhale, lift up. Just 5 of these. Inhale, exhale. So feeling the shoulder blades protract and retract for 3. Feeling that core engage. Last 1. All right, we'll stay in that C curve. If the hands are on the knees, take them off. We'll lower down 2 inches, up 2 inches. We're staying in that C curve, belly strong, down 2 inches, up 2 inches. You can relax the shoulders for 3. Really small movements for 2. And for 1. Okay, lay on down. Reverse crunches with a little bit of a twist. So think about a corkscrew. Your legs can be together and a little bit bent, or you can wrap one leg over the other if that helps you to keep your legs stable. Arms will be by the sides. We'll lift the hips up like a reverse crunch, but we'll turn the knees to one side. I chose to go my knees to the left first. The next time we lift the hips, we'll turn the knees to the other side, okay? Again, if crossing the ankles helps you, do it. If it doesn't, just keep your legs together. Knees can be a little bit bent. We've got 16 total, 8 on each side. Here we go. Exhale, lift up, twist to one side, come down. Exhale, lift up, twist to the other side, come down. Your goal, even though it's really hard, is to slow this down as much as possible and to lift straight up, vertical versus any horizontal. Harder than it looks. Lifting those heavy hips off the ground with the strength of that core. Keeping that head down, keeping the shoulders down. Almost there. 2 more each direction. 1 more each direction. Okay, now extending the legs up. You can bring the hands under the butt if you want a little more support. A diamond shape between the 2 thumbs and the 2 first fingers might help. We'll come to that turnout again, so heels together, toes apart. If you want to flex or point, it's up to you. We'll inhale to lower the legs down just a few inches. Exhale, lift them up. Every time we go down, we're going a little bit lower until we get to barely hovering off the ground. Make sure your low back stays as connected to the mat as possible, and you really feel like, almost like somebody's finger is pushing into your belly button. Everything is pushing down. All right, here we go. Lower down a few inches. Exhale, lift it up. Lower down a little more, and this is a guesstimation game. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be super accurate. Lower than the last time. Ooh, back up. Every time you should get a little bit harder. Fourth time, a little bit lower. Fifth time, even lower. We'll go to 8. Sixth time, a little bit lower. Seventh time, we're getting closer and closer to the ground. Not lifting those hips. Eighth time. And then we'll come back to where we were for that 8th time. Again, just feel it out. Doesn't have to be perfect. If your feet are pointed, flex them. If they're flexed, keep them flexed. We'll bend the knees out wide and squeeze the thighs in. That floor bar. Bend the knees out wide. Squeeze them in. Just 3 more. Inhale. Straighten out. Exhale for 2. Belly really strong for 1. And then we scissor kick the legs. Right over left, left over right. Keep them low. If you want a little more, lift the head and shoulders for 5, 4. We'll do that again. 3, 2, 1. If the head is up, take it down. Flex your feet. Bend the knees, finding that plie, and then extend it out for 3. Laddering down here for 2. Last one of these plies. And then scissor kick the legs. Option to lift the head and shoulders for 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round, just 3 of the plies. Bend the knees wide. Squeeze the thighs to straighten. Your core should be on fire. 1 more. Scissor kick. 3, 2, 1. Release. Stretch the toes forward. Stretch the fingers back. Anything else you need to do, you might want to twist. You might want to sit up and take a little bit of a stag to stretch the back hip flexors. Okay, returning to upper body. We'll come into triceps and biceps. So first taking tricep dips on the mat. Fingers turn towards your hips, towards your feet. Your feet are forward. Lifting your hips off the ground. We'll do 3 rounds again. 5 reps each. First round really slow. We'll bend the elbows down, push to straighten up. Second round we'll go a little bit faster. Third round we'll pulse it out. Okay? Setting those feet up, setting the hands up, lift the hips, strong belly. Slow as you go. Elbows straight back, push into the hands, straighten through the arms. For 4, 3. Make sure it's your arms and not your hips that are doing the dip. Last one. Either drop your hips or find that tabletop. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Reset. A little bit faster. Bend and straighten. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the hips or find that reverse table. Take a breath in. Breath out. Last round is just the pulses. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the hips. Take a moment. Stretch those triceps. Release the hands, the wrists, the fingers. Okay. Biceps in forearm plank. Kind of a weird concept, but actually works out really well. You'll come down with your palms up, and I'll scooch back a little bit. And you'll want to keep your elbows on the ground, and you'll tap your hands to your shoulders and then bring them to the mat. The hard part about this is that we'll be in a forearm plank, so we won't have our knees on the ground unless you need to. So set yourself up for that forearm plank with, again, the palms turned up to the ceiling. If you want to do this on your knees, just remember that you don't want to push your hips back. You want to keep your hips down and forward and your belly tight. 3 rounds of 5. Starting really, really slow. Here we go. Hands to shoulders up. Take them down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can stay in your forearm plank or come down. And if you need a little more padding for your elbows, you can roll off your mat. Okay, round 2, like we did in triceps, a little bit faster. Find your plank on your toes or your knees. And here we go, up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here or lower down. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. We'll finish with pulses. Lift the hands up, tap into the shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Child's pose. Sitting up to take one arm in the crook of the other elbow. So whatever you need to let go, roll those shoulders out. Okay. Continuing to work upper body, but adding in core and legs here. We'll find our plank. Picking either leg. I'll start with my left leg again just to change things up. We'll lift the left leg up, bend it to tap to the left arm, swing it to tap to the right arm, coming back, try to hover it above the ground. And we'll do that 5 times. Plank, left, right, back. So you're just making this big rectangle, and we'll go directly into the right side. We'll ladder this down. So we'll go 5 right, or 5 left, 5 right, 4 left, 4 right, 3 left, 3 right. If you need to break before the end, go for it. Find your plank. You could also be on your elbows or your fists, pushing into the ground with what's touching the ground, lifting the hips up, lifting the belly up. Here we go. We'll pick a leg. Same arm, opposite arm, back. See if you can hover. Same arm, opposite arm, back. 3 more, and then we go to the other leg. Steady gaze. Last one. Other leg. Same arm, opposite arm, back. You're trying not to move your hips, just the leg, the respective leg. 2 more. First side. 4. Laddering down, gradually getting to the finish line. 2 more. 1 more. Other leg. Sorry, 4. 2 more. Last one. Final round. 3 and 3. Last leg 3 times. And relax. Whatever shape you need. Again, it might be a good time to get some water here. All right. Hopefully everybody's doing great. We've got about 10 more minutes to go, a little more than 10. Standing back up. I've been on the ground for a while, but we've done a lot of core work and a lot of glute work. We've done a lot of upper body work. So now we'll put that to the test with some balance. If you feel like you need that object, the chair, the counter, go for it. It's still there. And if you want to play around without using it, you can try your luck at your balance. We'll be coming in to a lift of the leg. So that same place we were here, but we'll move that knee into the chest, single leg calf raise, come back out. So again, it might be really helpful to have the chair or the counter, but maybe you want to test your balance out tonight. We'll do 30 seconds of this, so however many you want to do in 30 seconds, making sure you get in that calf raise before you extend the leg back out into that single leg deadlift or warrior 3 shape. And then we'll stay in that calf raise, up, down, for another 30 seconds, and then find a balance, maybe arms up, okay? So set yourself up. I'm gonna opt to actually probably use my chair, finding that lifted leg. Again, I'll start with my left leg just to change things up. 30 seconds starts now. Knee drive, heel raise, back to flat back. And you don't have to go fast, particularly if you're starting to really fall over to the standing leg side. Slow it down, remembering that sometimes that can be the key to finding control and finding balance. The good news is that we're almost into just the calf raises. Last 3, 2, 1. All right, find that knee up, calf raises, just the right leg, up and down, 30 seconds, or the standing leg, whatever your standing leg is. Remember, you can hold on to that object. Try your best to make it a light hold. Notice that that standing knee is bending. You want to keep it straight. That's the challenge. Pushing down to lift up for 5, 4, 3, 2. Find your balance. Maybe the hand or hands start to come up. See what happens in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right, let it go. You definitely probably want to stretch that standing leg calf. Whew. Okay, before we go to that other side, that same leg that you were just moving into that warrior 3 and that knee drive, take that leg back. So you're in a split stance lunge. We'll take 10 seconds of really small pulses in this lunge, and then 10 seconds to either hop or 10 seconds in just a nice simple lunge, straightening all the way and bending all the way. So first round we all pulse, second round you decide if you're jumping or you're straightening and bending. Start with 2 bent knees, chest proud, belly in. Here we go, 15 seconds just to pulse. Really feel rooted in your front foot, rooted in the back ball of the foot. Arms might be helping you to balance. 5 more seconds until you hop or you straighten and bend. Woo. All right, here we go. 15 seconds, hopping or straightening and bending. That simple lunge works just as well as the hop. Breathing into those legs for 3, 2, 1. Turn to face the long side of your mat. Plie squat. Hands can be on the hips, or if you want to hold that object with your inside hand, you can. Knees go out wide, toes turn out wide. Hands to the hips to start. We'll lift both heels up and just find a balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the heels up, straighten the legs. Balance here for 5. Squeeze the booty. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the heels. Bend the knees. Sit low. 10 seconds. Lift the arms. Heels are down. Spine is tall. Isometric hold. Last 3. All right, from here, hands come to prayer. Keeping this plie squat, you should feel your inner thighs, you should feel your quads. We'll tip forward, almost like a half lift in yoga, and then exhale, lift it up. Just 5 of these. When you come to the top, that pelvis is right underneath the shoulders. Here we go. Inhale to a flat back. You might need to go wider with your feet. Exhale, zip your body up. Try not to come out of the squat legs, even though that's what will feel better. 3 more, inhale. Exhale. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. 1 more, inhale. Exhale. All right, come up. Shake it out. Staying on this side, one more move here. Again, this is where if you want to hold your object, go for it. If not, don't use it. We'll find that plie squat, and then we'll step into first position. Back to plie squat, step into first position. Last night we did this with the glides. Tonight, no glides. You're just stepping. Really think about squeezing the thighs in and squeezing the butt when you find your straight legs. We've got 30 seconds. Find your plie squat, holding onto something if you want to, keeping that vertical in the chest. And here we go. Straight bend. You're going really wide in the down. You want your weight to come with you so it doesn't stay in that inside leg. Weight distribution laterally. Inhaling, exhaling. 5, 4, chest proud. Try not to lean forward. 3, 2, 1. Come back to straight legs. One more thing here. Outside leg that you were just stepping out and in, lift it off the ground just a few inches. So literally just take the foot off the ground. Get taller through your standing leg. Flex this foot, and this heel will go in front of the standing heel and behind it, in front and behind. Here we go, 30 seconds, and you can take this really fast if you want to. Working the outer thighs, working the inner thighs, working a little bit of coordination. We're standing tall through the leg that's grounded. 15 more seconds. Out, 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 out. Keeping that turnout, using those strong glutes. We're there in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plie squat as a stretch. You can add your shoulder stretches here. You can come into a side lunge, whatever you need to do to just let go, release out, roll the ankles if you need to. Again, might be a nice time to get some water. Okay, second side. Quick reminder of what we started with because it's been a while. Leg lift and flat back, knee drive vertical, maybe getting closer to your object, calf raise. So flat back, knee drive, calf raise. 30 seconds, and like I just did, if you tip over, get a little closer to your object. Don't be so far away. Find your flat back, and here we go. Knee drive, calf raise, flat back. Really thinking about the core supporting this movement since you're going from horizontal to the floor to vertical. Remembering that in 15 seconds, we'll stay with that single leg calf raise. We'll really work that standing leg and what it can do. And we know it can do a lot. Last 3, 2, 1. Calf raise, 30 seconds, up and down. Remembering your main goal is not to buckle that standing knee. So if it's buckling, make the lift of the heel smaller and worry less about how high the heel is getting off the ground. Think about getting taller through the crown of the head. Breathing into the burn. Whew. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See if you can find a balance. One hand, maybe both hands. 5 more seconds. And let it go. Again, highly, highly, highly recommend calf stretch for that standing leg. Whew. And when you're ready to shake it out, let it go. All right, that same leg you were just working, we'll take it into that split stance lunge. This is where we have the 15 seconds to pulse is everybody first, and then either straighten to bend or the hop for 15 seconds. So make sure you've got a 90-degree angle in both of your legs. Your shoulders are right over your hips, and let's start that pulse. Weight is going down. A lot of weight in the legs going down. Feet are really grounded. Chest is proud, shoulders are relaxed. You've got 5 more seconds until the hop or the lunge. Here we go. Finding that breath, finding that rhythm. Last 3, 2, 1. Okay, turn to that outside leg, that plie squat. Once again, I'll turn to face you guys. Well, you're welcome to face away from me. That plie squat again. Fingertips on the knees. Light grip, like we did in that little C curve. We'll lift both heels up, and then we'll take the arms up into the knees 5 times, trying to keep your balance. So sit low in the hips, shoulders elevated, fingertips to the knees, heels lift. Here we go, arms up and down for 5. Steady gaze, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the arms up, drop the heels down and up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down, hands to prayer, just like we did on side 1. Inhale to your flat back, keep the plie squat. Exhale, spine tall. 4 more, inhale, horizontal. Exhale, vertical. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. All right, come up, shake it out. If, like me, you turn to face the opposite direction, you'll want to grab your object again and face the correct direction so that you can find your wide plie squat into your 2 straight legs for 30 seconds. Outside arm can do whatever you want. Here we go. Plie squat to stand. Remember, you want your weight to go towards the center of the mat and then back towards your object. Wide, narrow. Almost there. And then we'll find that balance in those little heel taps for 3, 2, 1. Okay, get really tall on your standing leg. Push down that foot so you can lift the working leg an inch or 2 off the ground and heel forward and back, forward and back. 30 seconds has started. You're getting tall. Your moving leg is straight. Your glutes are engaged and you're really finding that height. Again, arm is wherever you want it to be. This is our last piece of work of class. Ending with that bang. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your plie squat as a stretch. Hands or elbows to the inner thighs. Shift that weight side to side. And then turn the toes forward, fold over your legs. Pick your favorite leg, walk towards it. So your chest is facing the leg. Your hands could be in front of the foot or around the leg. Drop your head, deep breath in, deep breath out. Take it to the other side. Leg grab or hands in front. Chest faces the leg, deep breath in, deep breath out. Coming back to center, heel toe the feet closer together. Bend the knees and just let your body hang, everything heavy. Slowly roll it up. When you get all the way to the stand, reach up, look up. Exhale, arms by the sides. Like we often do in class. One more time. Bend the knees, inhale, reach it up. And exhale, take it down. Happy Tuesday night, lovely people. Thank you for joining us.